afternoon, Gators fans. Welcome on to this matchup between the Humboldt State Jacks and your San Francisco State Gators here at Nassau Club in the Swamp. My name is Matt Missoni on play-by-play here with my partner.
Hey everybody, this is Michael Schwitt coming at you live with some color commentary today. Thank you so much for that, Matthew. Today's going to be a very fun matchup we got here at Don Nazar Plaza. As we said, we have the San Francisco State Gators facing the Humboldt State Jacks. The Humboldt State Jacks record is 5-15, while the San Francisco Gators is coming in at 14-8. So, for just crunching the numbers, it looks like it's going to be a pretty lopsided match for today. What do you think, man?
Yeah, San Francisco State at Chico State, so they're looking to bounce back.
Yeah, absolutely. They definitely want to get a win leading into that senior night. That senior night, of course, is the last game for some of these girls on this team. Looks like on the other side of the court, the Humboldt State Jacks are looking to break a 12-game losing streak as they have not won for quite some time. They're doing a little bit shaky at home, only 1-7, and they are not doing so hot away with 0-7. So they're going to look for their first win on the road. Hopefully they can get that here for them. But for the San Francisco State Gators, they're just going to keep looking to keep the train rolling and head into the playoffs with a nice, strong win.
About to begin versus the Jacks. Girls are high-fiving each other, giving each other pumped up. We got a pretty good-sized crowd tonight, expecting a good game tonight for the Gators as well.
Yeah, absolutely. This place is a little bit on the mellow side right now, but once these Gators start racking up those points against these Humboldt State Jacks, you're definitely going to see people getting out of their seats, people jumping up, and this electricity will flow into those Gators to create an absolutely amazing atmosphere in here.
Definitely the Gators starting off with the usual Drew Morris, Bailey Johnson on the floor, as well as your setter, Jensen, as well. The Gators to serve first here. Setter Peyton Jensen serving the first set, and we are underway versus the Humboldt State Jacks. And it tips over, but the Jacks play defensively as an outside attack that is out of bounds, and the Gators score the first point of the match.
Great eye by Drew Morris to hold back on that one. That one came in a little bit on the softer side, so it definitely gave her enough time to react, and that was one good reaction of letting it go out of bounds.
Jensen serving again. I see it. It's an ace for the Gators as the ball finds the floor on the Jack side, 2-0.
Gators not wasting any time today, getting on the board quick and early.
Jensen with her third set. Ball is tipped at the net. Jacks play it. Set plays it to a middle row attack that is played defensively by the Gators, and Jensen sets to an outside attack that is hammered down with the libero gets on the defensive side. Jacks play it for a back row attack played by Garcia, and unfortunately finds for the Jacks to get their first point.
Yeah, that was an interesting battle back and forth. Definitely the liberos on each team doing a majority of that workload. Saw a great dig by 21 from the Humboldt State Jacks, but fortunately on our side, that one landed as a point for the Jacks.
The Gators attack, tipped at the net, and finds a point. That's the senior, Bailey Johnson, leading the attack today.
Bailey Johnson's going to be one of those girls to look out for on the game. She's always putting up points. Ooh, good tip by the Humboldt State Jacks. Saw an opportunity where there wasn't any Gators on the paint and just plopped that one right in the front. Drew Bailey tried to squeeze that one in, but number 3 from Humboldt State saw an opportunity and did that one again. So, got the ball over, set as Drew Morris slams it down, and the libero catches it. Drew Morris back in there with a quick slam down. Jacks coming back from a little deficit, tying this game up. Looks like it might be an evenly matched game today. All right, as we have the Humboldt State Jacks getting ready to serve, ball is headed on over. Set up in the air. Set, and Drew Morris slams that one in the back corner.
The Gators serve here as the ball is served out of bounds. The Gators' first serving error of the night, unfortunately. Still brings the score to a 6-5 Jacks side out.
Jay Gillespie put a little bit too much sauce on that hot dog. Gonna have to dial back and make sure she doesn't make any of those errors.
Jacks serving again here by the Gators, but not too well to an outside attack. Jacks playing defensively as well to an outside attack as well. Tipped at the net. Jacks are taking tonight in the 6-6 match.
Yeah, that's the third time these Jacks have went up on the net, and it's just squeaked right under and dropped in front of the net. Not a hard hit, but these blocks are really kind of damaging these Gators right now. Yeah, Brianna Darty gave it all her effort, but that ball literally found the very last corner of this court. Jack 7, Gator 6. Drew Morris slams that one down and over, tosses it back up with the block, tipped at the net, popped over. Drew Morris with the slam, and the libero's going to put it up into play. Deep in the court, set up. Got a great battle going on here. Definitely a lot of back and forth. And that one goes to the Jacks. They wind up just getting it in the front side of that net for a quick point. Jacks are going to keep the ball rolling and continue with the serve.
I am back here with the play-by-play, and so are the Gators as they score with an 8-5 match. Now bringing, an 8-5 match. Now bringing this score to 8-6. Gators side out, and Drew Morris to serve here. Nice serve over, but played defensively by the Jacks to an opposite attack that is out of bounds, and the Gators score their second consecutive point.
Drew Morris had some great patience on that one. Came in a little slow. She was able to find that time and let it go out.
Excellent eyesight and volleyball IQ as she sets up to serve again. Ball is served over and was headed out of bounds, but hits the libero in the face, unfortunately, and the Gators score a point. That brings it to an 8-8 match.
That one came in super high. Libero didn't have any time to react.
Yeah, caught in an awkward spot. Morris serving again here on a roll. Again played by the libero, but no communication. Gators score again on a roll here, 9-8.
Drew Morris doubling down by attacking that libero back to back. Let's see if she goes here one more time.
Morris serving again. Serves at the libero, just like he called it, almost off the catwalk as the Jacks play defensively, and it's off the center. Free ball over by the Gators. Jacks play it, tipped at the net. Gators get it to Jensen to an outside attack. That is unfortunately out of bounds in the Jacks side out, 9-9.
That one was inches away. The libero redeeming herself and holding back that one. Tie game.
Jacks side out here in the tie game, 9-9. They serve it over. That is out of bounds. Gators get the ball right back, 10-9.
Gonna see the Gators serve right now, see if they can get the momentum rolling, get some points on the board. Got a close game right now. Gators 10, Jacks 9.
Both teams have one service error as Taylor Garcia serves here for the Gators. Played by the Jacks defensively to an opposite attack. Gators get it on the defensive side. Tipped at the net by Jensen on a free ball over. Jacks play it. Back row attack. Played by the Gators to Jensen to a bump set to an attack by Haney. Out of bounds.
Jessica Hain had to go pretty high up on that one, and it looks like she didn't hit it in the apex. Fortunately, it went on the outside of that court. That's going to result in a tie game. Gators 10, Jacks 10.
As we go back and forth here tonight, the Jacks to serve again. Played defensively by the Gators per usual. Jensen to a tipped at the net, to Haney, which was tipped at the net. Gators score, and now Jensen is the serve.
Everyone's on the edge of their seat on that one. That ball just floated on the top of that net.
Jensen serving here, a traditionally good server here for the Gators, has a lot of success. As that is served over a floater, the Jacks play it to an outside attack. They tried to force it, but into the net, and the Gators score again.
Great timing by the Gators. They got up and blocked that absolutely perfectly.
Gators have 3 service aces tonight, looking for another one as Jensen serves in a 12-10 match. And it's played by the Jacks defensively. That is out to an outside attack, tipped at the net. Gators get it, but unfortunately it's played awkwardly, and it's to the back row bleachers, and the Jacks score 12-11.
Jack's getting ready to serve on this one. This game's pretty tight as we're going back and forth. No one really seems to have the momentum. Going to be interesting to see what we're finding as the Gators pull one through. There was a nice spot in the center of that court, and they just plopped that one in.
Gators sign out and serving here. Unfortunately, another service error by the Gators. Ball goes out of bounds, 13-12. Gators, Jack serve.
Good eye by Lexi Ridge. Patience is key in this game, and she had just the right amount right there.
Jacks libero serve, but 2 Gators collide to play the ball defensively as the free ball goes over, and the Jacks play it. Tipped at the net, but played by Haney to a Morris attack. Tipped at the net, libero gets it nicely. Set, middle row attack. Off the net, Gators score. Bailey Johnson on the block right there as the ball falls on the Jack side, and the Gators side out with Brianna Dougherty to serve here. 14-12 Gators leading in the first set. Dougherty with a jump serve, floats in as the Jacks play it. To an outside attack that is not tipped at the net, hit into the net. Jacks score again. Gators score again, excuse me. Jack serve here as the ball is served out of bounds. A service error for the Jacks. Gators getting the ball back, 15-13 in the first set. Still no timeouts called by either team. As Gators serve here, a powerful serve that is out of bounds, just a little bit too far. The ref has been on the ball tonight calling those calls. Jacks serve in a 15-14 match. Gators play it, set to Jensen to a middle row attack by Barr that is hammered down, tipped off the net and into the bleachers. Gators score 16-14. Let's go on a run here, Mike.
Did Trinity Barr just stop time? She was floating in midair. How did she do that?
That was a very impressive strike by the freshman. The Gators side out here serving. Here goes Morris. Nice serve. Jacks dig it out. Outside attack, tipped at the net. Played up by Barr though. Jensen to a bump set. Outside attack by Haney. Jacks play defensively. Outside attack by the Jacks, tipped at the net. Gators get it, but unfortunately it falls on the floor. Jade Gillespie with an excellent try. She tried to pancake it, but unfortunately the Jacks score.
This game is pretty interesting. Definitely a back and forth. Everyone's really enjoying the crowd right now.
Yeah, despite the Jacks record, they're very competitive tonight in a 16-15 match as they serve here. But out of bounds though, and another service error by the Jacks. That is their third of the set. Garcia, the libero, serves it over. Dug out by the Jacks to an outside attack. That's played by Morris and a free ball over. She tried to hammer it down, but she couldn't, and it goes into the net. Gators score again, and Garcia's going to serve again.
Lennox Loving tried to go up. Didn't quite hit that. Still right what you wanted to.
Garcia serves and played poorly by the Jacks, but they still attack. Gators get it defensively set by Jensen to Johnson in the middle. Jacks dig it out. Still played by the Jacks on the opposite side after a block. Jacks hit it again, blocked to the net. Played by Haney, over the net, and the Jacks score, hammered it down.
Yeah, the libero number 5, Taylor Garcia, didn't have the right footing. Unfortunately, she was caught a little off guard. 18-16 Gators.
Some substitutions here as the Jacks bring in a new server, 16 match, keeping it close tonight. Serving here. Played by the Gators to the setter, Jensen, to an opposite attack that is tipped at the net. Gators score. The senior Bailey Johnson again with a middle block attack.
Chalk one more up for Bailey Johnson. That's going to be her 203rd kill on the year.
Having a great season, the senior is, as she'll be honored tomorrow night. Served over. Jax played off a bump set to a setter again, outside attack. That is just finds the Bermuda Triangle there on the other side of the court. Jax score, keeping it close.
Yeah, you were saying that Bermuda Triangle is definitely a tricky one. She just dropped it right in there, and that ball disappeared into the Jax point.
19-17, Jax serving. No run-up, just a clean, straight serve there as it's set to Jensen, an outside attack. That is off the libero, her second error of the match, of the set, excuse me, and the Gators score again.
That ball was demolished by Bailey Johnson. StatCast said that ball was hit at 21.3 miles per hour into the libero.
Bailey Johnson has 3 kills in this set alone. Jax play it, middle row attack, tipped at the net, but the Gators played over. Jax still playing it to an outside attack. That's hammered down. Gators still get it, and unfortunately they couldn't tip it back over on the third strike as the Jax score again.
Yeah, Bailey Johnson set that one up perfectly. She was in the right spot, but unfortunately that ball just took a weird left, and that resulted in a Jax point.
Here's the libero serving for the Jax, played defensively by the Gators. Jensen to Morris. Down. That's a point. You can almost always count on that.
Yeah, the best part about Drew Morris is when she makes a small minor mistake, she's going to come back and hit that ball twice as hard, and that one flew to the ground. Gators getting ready to serve.
Gators serving here. Brianna Dougherty serves over. Dug out by the Jacks. Bump set to an outside attack. That's off the shoulder of Morris to a set to Jensen. Middle row attack by Barr. Of course, another point from the freshman. Having a great first season with the Gators.
Trinity Barr is going to be a staple of this entire organization for years to come. She is proving herself as a freshman to be a top elite athlete. And this SF State Gators team is happy to have her wearing the purple and white instead of being on the other side with the Jacks in the green and black.
She leads the set tonight with 4 kills, as well as Bailey Johnson with 3 and Drew Morris with 2. Gators having a very good night offensively in a 22-18 match. The first timeout called by the Jacks defensively. Mike, what have you seen tonight that's impressed you so far?
I'm definitely seeing the Jacks keeping up with it, going back and forth, not letting the Gators get too much of a lead, not letting the momentum go too much their way. They're staying in it. They're going back and forth with these points, and they're making this game interesting for these Gators.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Despite their record, they're playing very competitive volleyball, and the Gators are keeping it right in there. But this is the point of the match where you want to see the Gators put them away and get the first win.
Yeah, absolutely. These Humboldt State Jacks are wanting that win super bad. When they last played the San Francisco Gators, they won both of the first games by not too much. Looks like the first game they won by just 25-19 on September 12th. And then the last time they played, they also won that second game. But from the looks of it, San Francisco Gators on both accounts decided to sweep and take that match. Good.
As we come out of the timeout, Brianna Dougherty is set to serve, 22-18. Gators looking to put the Jacks away here in the first set and get on to senior night tomorrow night. Dougherty serves. Played by the Gators. Jacks over, but hammered down on a free ball. There's the junior, Drew Morris. Always count on her for a point when you need it. Dougherty to serve again.
It's almost like they put it in her hand to drop it in there. That was incredible.
Poor play defensively by the Jacks results in a Gator point as Dougherty serves. Tipped off the net, and we'll count that. That's a service ace for the Gators. 24-18 going into the set match, going into the match point.
That one just squeaked over just by the hair of that netty net, and the Gators get a point.
The Gators have 4 aces, looking for a 5th, but unfortunately it's out of bounds, giving the Jacks their 19th point of the set, 24-19.
Yeah, Brandon Dougherty wanted to try and go deep with that one and see if she could get one on the back line. Fortunately, those Jacks were a little bit on the patient side.
Jacks to serve here. Played nicely by Johnson to a set by Jensen. Barr, and of course, she ends the set nicely. Your freshman point cleans up the match, 25-19. Gators take the first set.
Trinity Barr was huge on that set, had 4 kills to herself. That was absolutely impressive. And that last one just looked like textbook. I think she had time to go up and get a little sip of tea while she was waiting for that. She eats, sleeps, and breathes those kind of kills for breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Yeah, bar hitting at 71% tonight in this match, so she's having a lot of success. And so is the Humboldt State as well. Their Lexi Riggs, I believe. Yeah, Lexi Riggs, I apologize, has 4 kills for the Humboldt State Jacks, as well as Lennox Loving with 7. So they are having some success on the offensive side as well.
Like I mentioned earlier, those Humboldt State Jacks kept in the game. They were not letting the San Francisco Gators get any momentum until the very end when the Gators went on a 3-0 run to finish out the game strong with a victory. These Gators are looking to double down, possibly take all 3 games back to back and see if they can sweep these Jacks and, like my co-partner mentioned, head into senior night with a big victory on their belt, big smiles all around, and then they can head into the 3-day weekend with a bunch of victories. Who doesn't want that?
Yeah, senior night tomorrow night will be an impressive and great night for the Gators, as Bailey Johnson will be honored as well as the only senior, I apologize. Oh, no, excuse me, and Danielle Ryan as 2 seniors on this Gators roster. They're playing Sonoma State tomorrow night at 7 o'clock, so Gator fans, make sure to come out and support your senior Lady Gators as they play the Sonoma State tomorrow night.
These
Still in a timeout here in the second, going in the intermediate between the first and second set. The Gators are looking to make the playoffs this year with a great record of 14-18, despite the CCAA conference kind of being clogged up with a lot of happy teams having 6 losses.
Yeah, absolutely, Matt. As we head into the game, these Gators are looking pumped up, loose, smiles all over their face. They might go ahead and just take this second team. I'm going to go ahead and put one under their belt.
Coming out of the intermission here, the Jacks will be the first to serve. Looking to start off the second set hot, just like they did the first. Garcia checks in for bar per the rotation, and we have a second set underway with the Jacks to serve. Jack serving from the near side on the far side of the court in the second set. Played by the Gators, set to Jensen. She tries to shove it over, and she does. 1-0 Gators in the first set.
That was fantastic. She went ahead and stuck that ball. Those Jacks could not move it anywhere. That results in the Gators on top. And as we see this get underway, Gators with the serve.
That was played off the libero's chest again. Her third error of the night. 2-0 Gators. Jensen to serve again.
Jensen is about to serve right now for the San Francisco Gators as that one heads over the net. And unfortunately, that doesn't have enough on it. That one goes right into the net.
Unfortunately, it's a 2-1 game. The Jacks serve here. No run-up. Played defensively by Morris. Set to Jensen to an outside attack by Gillespie. Libero on the Jack side gets it. Set to a middle block attack. Garcia on the opposite side. Jensen to an opposite. Attack by Haney. Inside on the back row. Gators score 3-1.
That ball was deep in there, and there was no one ready there.
Jensen serving again. 3-1. Her second set of the match. Second serve of the set. Played over by the Jacks defensively. Dug out to an opposite attack. Tipped at the net. Jack score. That was in between Morris and Gillette and Johnson there.
That was similar to a bowling term I like to call a split, because two defenders on the Gators went up, and the Jacks just went right down the middle with that ball, resulted in a point.
Libero serves for the Jacks, but played by Morris to Morris again. Played by the Jacks defensively, but out of bounds over the net. A forced error by the Jacks. Gators to serve here again. Brandon Dougherty gets the serve. Four two Gators. Dougherty serves a jump serve. Knuckleball that floats over. That's played poorly by the Jacks and out of bounds. Another point for the Gators in the second set.
Yeah, they're giving it. These Jacks are giving it their all. They are not holding anything back. She went headfirst into the benches.
Dougherty serving again, looking for another ace. Net, but the Jacks play it, dug out to an opposite attack. That is in that Bermuda triangle. A nice dive by Garcia, but couldn't quite get to it.
Jacks taking advantage of that triangle. You had three defenders go in. That was literally an obtuse triangle for that one.
Jacks side out in a 5-3 match. Getting ready to serve here. That is served, unfortunately, right into the back corner of the Gator side of the court, and the Jacks scored ace.
Jacks at that ball corner pocket. Resulted in a point. This is a 1-point ball game right now, ladies and gentlemen.
5-4. Jacks serve, played by Garcia nicely, set to Jensen to a Morris attack. Over the net, played by the Jacks to a middle row attack. That's pancaked by Garcia, saves it, and the Jacks get it a ball again to an outside attack. That is played by Morris, played by Jensen. To the Garcia, hits it over. Jack set to an opposite attack at the net. That finds the floor as it rolls off the tape, and the Jacks score on the Gator floor.
That defense from the Gators was absolutely incredible. Just when you thought they were out, they kept the ball in. But that when the ball hit the net, it took a weird left. Jacks point.
Jacks serving out of bounds. Their first service error of this set, but we'll take it. 6-5 Gators.
These Gators take any points they can get. Because like the first game, they're just keeping this neck and neck by a 1-point game.
Gillespie serves. Played by the libero, but poorly as the outside attacker has to play it. Gators get it. Jensen to Barr. Jacked, middle row attack. Ooh. Played by the Gators, but tipped off two hands, and unfortunately, the Jacks score.
A little bit of small ball there by Riley Tislarch. Went ahead and instead of spiking the ball, just got it right over the San Francisco State Gator defenders. That's results in a point. Tie ball game.
Now the Jacks serving here in a 6-6 game. Played by the Gators on the opposite side. Gillespie to Jensen to Morris. Tipped at the net. We'll take that point. Gators score.
Gillespie lined that one up perfectly for Drew Morris, and she went ahead and delivered. Gators up by 1.
That's the junior from Temecula down in Southern California. She's set to serve here. Played by the Jacks, but poorly, and it's off the net, and free ball over for the Jacks. Jensen to Heine, hammered down as the libero plays it poorly, and the Gators score again.
Libero was just a foot off. That one resulted in a net hit. That's going to be a Gators point. Drew Morris to serve.
Morris serving as Garcia checks in defensively. Played by the libero of the Jacks. Set to an outside attack. Tipped at the net. Gators get it. Jensen to set. Middle row attack by Barr. Hammered down. That's a point. 9-6 Gators.
Not only do the Gators have defense, they have offense. And Trinity Barr is producing a lot of that one.
Barr has 6 kills tonight. Morris serves. Played by the Jacks. Tip to a middle row attack. Nice stuff at the net by Heine as the Gators are on a 4-point roll here.
Yeah, Emma Fleewell decided to try and double down and see if she could just tap it over, but these SF State Gators knew that playbook, and they went ahead and denied the opportunity for the Jacks to get on the board.
Jacks force a timeout here in the second set. Score is 10-6. Gators lead on a roll right now.
Yeah, that's a well-timed timeout for the Jacks. It looked like the Gators were going on quite a run, and no matter what the Jacks put up against these Gators, the Gators went ahead and hit it down with full force. Way to give the girls a good rest and kind of recap, regroup, get their heads in the same game place, so that way they can stop the bleeding and keep them in the game.
Yeah, this timeout taken here by the Jacks is definitely going to try to slow down the Gators' momentum a little bit, maybe ice their servers. but that still does not take away from the fact that the Gators do have a couple aces tonight and a couple aces in this set as well. 2 to be exact, looking for a third.
Yeah, absolutely. It could also go in the wrong way. That timeout could prove costly to these Jacks, where it could actually give a break to these Gators, because these Gators are hitting the ball with all of their force. That one actually might go against them. We'll see how this plays out as Drew Morris goes underway to serve.
Morris serving in a 10-6 match. Played by the libero of the Jacks to a set to an outside attack. Tipped at the net, blocked, but out of bounds. And the Jacks score out of the timeout, 10-7.
Gators did everything normal on that one. Ball just went a little left towards the outside.
Lumberjacks to serve. Played by Gillespie of the Gators to Jensen on a bump set. Played over by Barr, but out of bounds. Just sloppy play defensively by the Gators right there. Results in the Jacks point.
It's a very rare hit by Trinity Barr. You don't see those too often when she hits him off the wrist instead of the hand.
Jacks serving here again. Played by Morris defensively. Bump set by Jensen to an attack by Jessica. That's hammered in the back row corner. Gators score inside out. Garcia to serve.
Good thing the ref was keeping his head up, because that thing was fired into him in the back corner.
Libero Garcia to serve here. Played by the Jacks. That is unfortunately a forced error. Another ace by the Gators on a roll, 12-8.
Gators looking like they were a little well rested from that timeout.
Garcia serving. Jacks dig it out. Outside attack. Hammer down. A nice play on the Jacks side. That was very impressive to see.
Yeah, those Humboldt State Jacks are relying heavily on Lennox Loving. She is the leader in their team. And the last game she led it in kills, and it looks like this game she's going to go ahead and tack on. She has 9 on the day.
9 kills, but it's served out of bounds either way. Jacks can't capitalize, and the Gators score another point, 13-9.
Yeah, it's a bummer on the Jacks' part. They want to keep this momentum rolling. They do not want to give the ball back to these Gators.
Jensen serving here. She does have an ace tonight. Tipped off the net, and she'll get a second one as Jensen, number 35, the setter, gets an ace for a 14-9 game.
Nicely done. Way to keep these Gators in the game, keep the tallies running, and lock up these points.
Serving here again. Does it nicely, but a service error, biting my words, as the ball goes out of bounds. Jack's side out.
As these stands are starting to get a little bit more packed, everybody is on their feet waiting for the next anticipation of this exciting game.
Jack served to a bump set to an attack by the Gators, but the Jacks get it. Tipped, but Morris plays it defensively. Shoved over by the Gators. Nice play, though. But an outside attack by the Jacks. Garcia gets it. Set to Jensen. By Heine. Tipped at the net. Played defensively. Jacks still have the ball. Garcia gets it on the free ball over. Haney to middle row attack. Jacks get the ball back. Looking for something defensively, outside attack. Gators get it. Bump set by Garcia to Gillespie. Tipped at the net. Gators still playing it, but over and off the scorer's table. A competitive rally that results in a Jack score.
That rally was unbelievable. It looks like two mirrors up against each other. Whatever the Gators put in there, the Jacks served it right back to them. But luckily for the Jacks, they came out on top with that point.
Jacks serve at is played by the Gators. Set to Jensen. Middle row attack by Johnson. Gets it over. Jacks play it. Tipped at the net by the Gators. Played by Jensen. Garcia bump set. Gillespie tips it over. Jacks here easily. Played to an outside attack by the Jacks. That it finds the floor between two defenders. 14-11. Lumberjacks score.
Yeah, Bailey Johnson went up with her teammate, and it just slipped right through the fingertips.
Jacks serve, but out of bounds. A forced service error on the Jacks. Gators score inside out.
Sophomore Lennox Loving just put a little too much, kind of floated in the air. Just enough time for the Gators to hold back and get a point on the board.
Here's Jessica Haney to serve for the Gators. Floater over, that's played defensively by the Jacks to an outside attack. Played nicely by Garcia with one hand. Outside attack by Morris. That is played nicely, and the Gators score.
Great save, great placement of the ball, great kill. Gators 16, Jacks 11.
Great team effort defensively right there by the Gators as Jessica Haney serves again. Jacks Libero gets it to an opposite attack. Gators tip it, and it finds the floor in between Morris and the middle blocker, Johnson.
Yeah, Odelia Ryan made a great call by serving it the opposite way. Gators were caught off guard.
He serves here, played by Garcia from a knee to an attack by Johnson, gets the point back and hammers it home. The senior putting her foot down in preparation for tomorrow night, 17-12 Gators.
Yeah, Bailey Johnson saw that Bermuda Triangle and wasted no time. She drilled that sucker into the floorboards.
Here's the jump serve specialist, Brianna Dougherty, to serve. Played by the Jacks defensively to a set to an outside attack. That's out of bounds. And the Gators score again, 18-12, dominating the second set here tonight.
They're definitely going on a roll here. They see the end in sight. They just want to go ahead and put this one in the bag.
That's another forced timeout by the Jacks as they try and keep the Gators a little bit at bay here, forcing a timeout and trying to cool the Gators off. A great second set we have going on here tonight, but we want to remind you about tomorrow night as the senior night for the ladies here as they take on the Sonoma State Seawolves here at Don Nasser Plaza at 7 p.m.
I can't wait. I always love those senior games because not only are they exciting, it's a Saturday night, everyone's having fun, but those girls are that'll be the last time that they're going to play in this court. So they really give it their all. You see a lot of heart, and you definitely have a lot of emotions in this building. It's a great atmosphere, and we all recommend that you come on by and check it out. Let them know what time is that game and where is it at, Matt?
It's going to be at 7 p.m. tomorrow night here at the Swamp in Don Nasser Plaza as the Gators take on the Sonoma State Seawolves on senior night.
I got my alarm set, and you guys should too. It's going to be one hell of a match. But speaking of one hell of a match, this has been a fun one for the Gators as they're up. I got a 5-point lead as they get rid of this second timeout. What do you think is going to happen in this next couple of minutes, man?
Well, at one point the focus the Gators have been dominating in is the service aces. They have 8 aces compared to only 1 service ace of the Jacks. So just that alone, they are dominating, and they're looking for another service ace here with Dougherty serving in an 18-13 match out of a timeout.
And here we go.
Serves as the Jacks play it, set to a setter to an opposite attack, tipped at the net, and the Jacks score just like last time out of the timeout. Jacks side out.
Summer Hansen taking advantage of that timeout. She annihilated that ball. The sound was booming in here with the smack of that on her palm.
Jacks serving here again. Played by the Gators defensively, set to Jensen. Morris hammered home for a point. The junior, 19-14, Gators lead.
Well done, using all of her might to slam that one down. That was a good point for the Gators.
Now we have the Gators serving here. Played dug out by the Jacks, set by the Jacks, but it hits the net, not over. Gators score again. Gillespie with their second serve.
Yeah, Emma Flaywell went up, and she was just on the wrong side of that ball. She had to do a lot of work to get it over, and unfortunately for the Gators to hit the net.
Played by the libero of the Jacks to a set that she dumps over. Gators still get it. Morris attacks, tipped at the net by the Jacks. Jacks set to an outside attack. Played defensively by the Gators. Jensen to Barr. Floats it over and finds it in the back row. Gators score 21-14.
Yeah, that kill was a highlight, but I'm throwing a shout out to Taylor Garcia. She got that ball on the floor with maybe 2 fingers. That was unreal defense right there.
Great defensive play as the Gators serve over. Tipped at the net. Libero plays it cleanly. Bump set by the setter. Tipped by Garcia again. Cleans it up. Morris tries to get the ball over, but unfortunately can't get it over on the third set. Jack side out.
Yeah, Morris couldn't really do anything with that one. Ball was in motion, and it was either the net or her face. She did what she could.
21-15 as the Jack serve. Played by Garcia defensively. Libero to Morris. Tipped at the net. Jack struggled to get it, but they get a free ball over. And here we are again with Morris attacks off the libero. Another error. Drew Morris hammers it home, 22-15.
Yeah, Morris wanted that one so bad. They just gave the ball right back to her, and she went ahead and drilled it. 22-15 Gators.
Now she gets a chance to serve the ball over. Played by the Jacks defensively to a set. Middle row attack off the chest. Gators get it. Set it over again. Free ball. Great play. Jacks get it to an outside attack. hammered down off Haney, and the Jacks score.
Yeah, Jessica Hayne was caught off guard on that, and the Jacks took advantage and got a point for them.
Regardless of the fact of great defensive play on the before by the Gators, 22-16, Jacks serving here. Played by the Gators defensively, set by Jensen to an attack. Back row attack by Morris. That's a point. That's a play we haven't seen tonight either.
Yeah, she was in the center of the court on that one. Typically when we see Drew Morris drill those kills right in, she's at the net, but she went ahead and took that one behind the Gator.
Garcia jump serves here. Bad defensive play by the Jacks as the free ball goes over. The Gators get a chance again, and they put it in the back row, hammer it down. 24-16, set point Gators.
Those floaters over the net are Jessica Haynes' specialty, and she did not miss out on that one.
Here we are, Gators serving again. Float served by Garcia, played by the Jacks defensively to an outside attack. Tipped and unfortunately finds the floor. Jacks don't want to let the set in yet. 24-17.
They're hanging on with all their might, using all their claws to scratch their way through this court. They want to keep playing. They do not want to go down 2-0.
Sharpening the blade tonight, Mike, if anything.
Well done, Matthew. Good job.
Excellent as they serve it over, played by Jensen to an attack by Haney, tipped at the net. They score, take this second set. Gators lead 2-0 on the night, looking for a sweep in the third set. Excellent stuff we're seeing from the Gators tonight, Mike.
Yeah, absolutely. They didn't sharpen their blades enough because these Gators are wiping them up left and right. We have seen some excellent defense on both sides of the court, and this match goes to the Gators, and they get a nice 2-0 lead as they head back into the locker rooms to recuperate, get ready for the third match of the night.
Yeah, Humboldt State comes in here trying to snap their 12-game losing streak, but it's going to take an impressive comeback to see that happen tonight as the Gators prepare for a playoff push in the postseason, both tonight and tomorrow night against the Sonoma State Seawolves.
Let's take a small brief moment to talk about highlighted characters. I'm going to go ahead and highlight Bailey Johnson on this game particularly. She was all over the place, making sure both defensively and offensively. She went ahead and led in aces, but I think that she's going to be a dominant factor in the next game coming. Keep an eye out for Bailey Johnson because she is my lookout for the week.
Yeah, the Gators definitely dominating in the ace category of the match tonight. They're also dominating with the hitting percentage, 39.3% comparative-wise to the Lumberjacks, 25%. That equals up to 28 kills, comparative-wise 23 kills, and 38 total points. It'll be 26.
Yeah, for the San Francisco State Gators, the top two would be Drew Morris and Trinity Barr, and we've seen this time in and time out. Those two absolutely love playing in this atmosphere. They love playing at home at Don Nazar Stadium. That whenever they play here, they are so comfortable. They get all the hits, all the blocks, and they usually lead the team in stats for both games, and we are definitely seeing that today. They are not missing out, and they are putting on quite a show for us today. I'm really excited to see what's going to be happening in the next game coming.
Yeah, Drew Morris, she's got 9 kills for the Gators tonight, right behind the freshman. Trinity Barr has 7, and Jessica Haney has 6. So I expect them to be a big factor in this third set tonight and look to end this night a little bit early on a Friday night.
Matt, if you were the Humboldt State coach, what are you going to be saying to your players right now? Down 0-2, both games weren't that close. How do you get your team back into this and set them up for a win on the third match?
Well, you want to keep the attitude positive, but you also want to correct a couple things that they've done wrong in this long intermission we have. They have 8 receiving reception errors, so they're just not playing the ball well defensively. So if they can clean that up and limit the errors in the third set, they might have a chance. So I think probably what the coach is talking to them. Also, the coach is telling them to go out there and play loose and have fun. Despite their record, they're still being competitive tonight.
Yeah, absolutely right. You are indeed, Matt. As we see these Gators come back into the stadium, looks like they had just a quick little brief meeting. Personally, if I was the San Francisco State coach, I would keep the meeting short, sweet, and to the point. These girls know exactly what they're doing. Their record shows it. Their home record shows it. So they really don't need too much pep talk. I honestly, their probably coach just said, just keep doing what you're doing, ladies. Don't don't change the script, and let's go ahead and win this third game and go home early and get some grape sodas.
Yeah, we'll update you from around the league as well as San Bernardino is leading one set against Cal State Monterey Bay. San Bernardino, of course, one of the best teams in the nation, and the Gators really want a second chance at them in the playoffs.
Yeah, absolutely, Matt. The Gators are looking thirsty for a win against the Bernardino, Cal State San Bernardino. They want to make sure that they do not miss out on the opportunity next time they meet.
Sonoma State also beat Cal State East Bay at home by sets of 3-2. So it took a little bit longer for Sonoma State to win, but knowing they got to win tonight, they'll probably a little bit more confidence coming into an aggressive swamp tomorrow night on senior night.
Yeah, absolutely. Great that you mentioned an aggressive swamp. It is very tough for the visitors to win here in Don Nazar Stadium. As I mentioned earlier, Humboldt State has not won a game on the road. They are 0-7. So for them to come back and win 3 in a row against these dominating San Francisco State Gators, it's going to be a really big uphill climb. So as we are 30 seconds from underway on the match, we are all anticipating what's going to be happening next in this stadium. I don't know about you, Matt, but I'm really excited for Game 3. These Gators have the biggest smiles on their faces, while these Jacks are looking a little weak in the knees, a little tired, if you will.
Yeah, they are looking a little bit tired, kind of like they've been carrying a big axe this whole season. They've been grinding it this whole season, as the Gators have had a successful one, looking to cap this night off. And as they take the floor again, both liberos check in, and we have a third set about to get underway.
SF State's getting the ball first. SF State. Dom, you're on. Ready, one, take one. Ready, two. All right, ready, 4.
The sophomore setter, Jensen, to serve here to start this third set. She has a couple aces tonight, looking for another one. Here we go. Jacks dig it out defensively, set to the center to an opposite attack, tipped at the net, but the Gators get it. A free ball that goes over and is tipped out. Jacks score 1-0.
Jacks capitalizing on that free ball as Patton Jensen did all she could to get that defense in, but the ball just squeaked over. Jacks up by 1.
Jacks serve, but the Gators play defensively, set by Jensen to an attack by Haney. Jacks get it, bump set by the libero to an opposite attack. Morris plays it defensively outside of Taney. Hammered down. This senior, Bailey Johnson, an effective force, her 7th kill of the night.
That was a real bang-bang play. Jacks weren't ready for it. Let's see what the Gators do next.
6th kill of the night as the Gators serve here. Play defensively, an receiving error, as I mentioned earlier in the halftime by the Jacks, and the Gators serve again, 2-1.
Johnson hit that with a little aggression. Number 7, Lennox Loving, the star player of the Jacks, didn't know what to do.
She serves here. Played by the libero of the Jacks to a set to an opposite outside attack, but into the net from the inside of the Jacks' hand and into the net. Gators score.
With that miss hit by Lennox Loving and that little error by Lexi Riggs, these Jacks are looking like they were in games 1 and 2. Sloppy errors.
But it's still played defensively on the serve as the Jacks go to an outside attack that's pushed over but out of bounds. Another error on the Jack side. Gators dominating in that aspect.
Great eye by Bailey Johnson. That one was pushed, tried to get it to the back of the court, but with the right amount of weight, Gators up by 3.
Serving again here, Gators up by 3. Played off the net, free ball over. Gators going to get a good chance. Set by Jensen to a middle row attack, hammered down. Good play by Bailey Johnson.
There was no time in between that. It was free ball, set, and deliver. Speaking of delivery, we want to thank our sponsor, DiGiorno. It's not delivery, it's DiGiorno.
Serve again, played by the Jacks defensively to an outside attack, tipped by the net. And he gets it. Johnson hammered down. Another point, her 2nd and 3rd of the set. 6-1 Gators. Timeout Jacks early in the set.
They are just feeding these up to Bailey Johnson, and she's getting a neck lunch. No.
Gators dominating this third set, 6-1. Bailey Johnson with 7 kills now on the night.
I'm not mistaken. That's a 5-0 run by these Gators right now.
That is a 5-0 run, and that's their biggest run they've gone on tonight. So it's excellent to see the Gators dominate, especially as the game gets longer and longer, showing that the stamina has proved off.
Absolutely. These Humboldt State Jacks looking to really pick up the damage control, calling a timeout extremely early in the game. They want to stop the hemorrhaging fast. Gators going on a 5-0 run is huge for the Gators. It's almost like sugar for a child. They love it. They can't get enough of it. They want more of it. And in a couple of seconds, we will see what will happen next.
Both teams take the floor out of the timeout as the Gators are set to serve. Jessica Haney to serve here. 6-1. Ball's over the net. Tipped at the net, but played by the Jacks. To an opposite attack. Tipped by the Gators. Haney gets it, though. Jensen to Morris on the outside. Jacks tip it. Libero bump sets it. Setter. Outside attack. Gators play defensively by Garcia, but a free ball over. Gators still play it. Bump set off the catwalk, but the Gators stay alive. Set to Jensen. Opposite attack. Pancake by Garcia, but it finds the floor. Even though it hit off the catwalk, the Gators played that ball excellent. 6-2 Jacks.
Absolutely. When it goes up in the air and it hits that catwalk, you have no idea where it's going. Gators knew. A little bit of home field advantage on that one.
Jacks Libero serves here. Played by the Libero of the Gators. Set to Jensen, to Morris. Hammered down. Played nicely by the Libero of the Jacks. Out, back row attack. Bump set by the Libero. Tip, and bad defensive play. Another receiving error by the Lumberjacks from Humboldt State. 7-2 Gators.
Absolutely. Jacks were looking for a hard delivery, hard kill from Drew Morris, but Drew Morris went ahead and just tapped that one in on the left side where no one was taking. Gators up by 5 still.
Dougherty serves here. Played by the Jacks, defensively dug out. Set to an opposite attack that's out of bounds. Gators score again. 8-2.
A lot of upset Jacks on the bench right now. They cannot believe that that ball was called against them. They all think that it was on the line. They thought they should have got that point.
Jacks get it to a middle row attack. Stuffed at the net, but Barr gets the ball back up. Jensen to Morris. Tipped at the net by the Jacks and out of bounds on our side. Jacks score again. Gators score again.
That one came in wicked fast and then went off to the left side. Point for the Gators.
Drew Morris with her 11th kill. Dougherty serving again. Jump serve played by the Libero of the Jacks. Outside attack tipped at the net by the Gators. Dougherty gets it back. Jensen, Barr, tipped, and yes, off the Jacks' hands, back row. Gators score.
These Jacks are looking tired right now. They are beat. These Gators keep delivering these kills nonstop.
Gators on an excellent roll here. Dougherty serving, jump serve, played by the Libero. Set, opposite outside attack. Gators get it. Bump set by Libero to Morris. Tip met at the net. Gators ball. Morris again. Libero the Jacks. Another receiving error, but they still now play a free ball
What a
over.
save.
Jensen to Morris. Blocked. Gators ball still. Bump set by Libero. Garcia Morris again. Of course, she hammers it down. Points in the back. Ball finds the stands. 11-2 Gators.
I got to say, those Jacks gave it their all on that one. Dig after dig after dig. But it just wasn't enough. Gators point.
Drew Morris also gave it all with 4 hits total in that set as the ball served over to the Jacks. Played by the Jacks middle row attack, blocked at the net by the Gators. Jensen to a middle row attack bar, blocked by the Jacks. Jensen again to a out of bounds ball that was tipped at the net, by the Jacks. So the Gators score. Dougherty on another roll. As the Gators are getting pumped up here tonight. Looking forward to tomorrow night.
Lots of back and forth right now through these substitutions. Everyone is alive as this is a 10-point game.
Gators serve here again. Played by the Libero of the Jacks. Bump set by the setter to a middle row attack. Off the net, off the tape. Lakers score. Excuse me. Gators score, not the Lakers. But it forces a timeout, and the Jacks use up their second timeout. 13-2 Gators lead right now. What are you seeing impressive in this third set, Mike?
This is a dominating, impressive unbelievable, outstanding job by these San Francisco State Gators. These girls are not letting the Jacks get an inch. If the Jacks call a timeout, Gators come back twice as strong. They call a second timeout, I have a feeling they're going to come back 3 times as strong. These Jacks look gassed, almost like they had a big lunch or something, like a big bowl. Must look like they had a lot of food. They're sluggish. They need to get some energy in their system if they're going to keep up with these Gators.
Most definitely. And of course, coming to an away stadium is always tough. The Jacks haven't won on the road tonight. So if they came back, it would be more than impressive. But the Gators have a lot of confidence in looking to finish this one off.
We'll go ahead and jump on these Gators bandwagon. They want to demolish these Jacks right now, heading into senior night tomorrow, which we keep mentioning is at 7:30 at Don Hazard Plaza. Please bring all of your friends and family. It's going to be a great time. As the game gets underway.
Out of the timeout, Brianna Dougherty, who has served multiple times in a row in this set, is serving again. The patented jump serve she has. Played by the libero of the Jacks again. Outside attack, Gators get it cleanly, set the Jensen to an opposite attack. That's stuffed, and the Gators score another point. That was Danielle Ryan, the senior, getting some playing time tonight.
These Jacks had no clue where the Gators were going to go. Wow, that was impressive.
14-2 Gators on a great run here. Dougherty serves. Played defensively by the Gators. Jacks per usual, outside attack. In between 2 Gator defenders. Their 3rd point tonight. Jacks looking for anything to stay alive.
Summer Hansen got that one set. She delivered in the back corner. We saw no one that was there. And luckily for the Jacks, that ball stayed within bounds. That's gonna put a point for the Jacks. They have not scored a point since the Gators were 8-2.
The Jacks side out and serve here. Played by the Gators. Jensen to Barr. That was hit out of bounds, and the Jacks score 14-4. I apologize. It looks like we had some discrepancies as the point was ruled to the Gators instead. 15-3. Gators
I had to look at
score.
the review for that one, and it was on the line. Gators ball.
Jacks get it on a free ball over. Gators stuff it at the net. Barr with the bump set to Jensen. Jensen back to Morris, excuse me, but Jacks play it excellently. Jensen tosses it over. Off the net.
Defense.
Gonna have to have a free ball over here. Setter tries to throw it over the Jacks to Morris. Of course, she ends the rally. Drew Morris puts it down 16-3.
Drew Morris. That's all I have to say. She is crushing it right now.
Gators serve here. Libero. Bump set by the center to an outside attack by a lefty. Out of bounds. Gators score another point. Gillespie to serve again.
Jacks are just feeding these points to the Gators on a silver platter.
Danielle Ryan, the senior, checks in to serve here, getting some playing time before tomorrow night.
Looking to play her second to last game right now as she serves.
Jacks get it to a set attack. Garcia plays it cleanly, but the Gators touch the net on the defensive side on the block. That results in a Jacks score, still 17-4.
A little bit of a freebie there. Jacks are going to take any point they can get in this match as they are down by 13.
Jack serve. Garcia plays it. Set to Jensen. Attack by Barr. Tipped at the net, and we'll take the point. Gators score and lead 18-4.
Yeah, when Trinity Barr calls for the ball, the Gators give it to her, and she does not.
Gators serve. Dug out by the Jacks. Outside attack. But some miscommunication by the Gators defenders, and the ball goes out of bounds. 18-5.
Couple little pats, couple little, checking in because Danielle Ryan did not know that Drew Morris was right behind her. Fortunately, that bounced off of her, and that resulted in a Jacks point. Like I mentioned, these Jacks are going to take any point they can get.
Macy Thomas checks in for the Jacks here to serve. 5-18 match as the Gators lead. Ball is played by Garcia cleanly, set to Jensen, attacked by Haney, hammered down, but the Jacks play it. Bump set, free ball over. Gators will play it. Set by Jensen. The attack by Haney. Tipped at the net. Gators score again. 19-5.
These Gators are not holding back any punches. They want to just go ahead and deliver a W for the sweep. As
Gators looking for a sweep here as Garcia serves. 19-5. Jump serve by Garcia. That's dug out by the Jacks. Set to an outside attack. Tipped at the net. Gators still play it. Garcia the dig. Played by the libero on the other side. Attack. Blocked at the net, but out of bounds. Jacks scores. 6 points of set.
these Jacks aren't giving up. They're a scrappy bunch. They are giving it. They're all laying out on the floor. I think I see a girl with a cut. They're bandaging someone on the sideline. They are not out of this fight, people.
Jacks serving here. But that ball was out of bounds. Gators score with 5 points remaining to end this set, 20-6. Gators looking to go on another run, Mike, and finish this set off in a clean sweep.
Absolutely.
Serve over. Jacks dig it out. Set, opposite attack. Gators play it. Dug nicely, bump set. Libero, the Jacks gets it to a double. To a double on the setter of the Jacks, and the Gators score again.
Luckily for the Jacks, the ref blew the whistle. Number 10 was going to go right into the booth.
Yeah, she was headed for this scorer's table. As Peyton Jensen serves. Jacks communicating, get it set up, and it goes off Jensen, off her wrist for a Jacks point in this third set. Jacks to serve here. Clean set over, played by Garcia. Set the Jensen attack. Refs are blowing whistles. As we try and figure out what happened.
Looks like 15 touched the net on the Jack side, resulting in a point for the Gators.
All right, well, 22-7. Gators serve here as ball's played poorly by the Jacks, but somehow managed to get the ball over, off the net. I don't know, but Jacks still play it again. Hit by Morris, down. Nice play defensively by the Jacks. Outside attack, opposite attack. Tipped at the net, finds the floor, missed pancake, Jacks score.
A little bit of knuckleball action on that one. Both Gators went down, and they were down too early, and the ball just went ahead and hit the floor.
Here's Jacks libero, Odelia Ryan serving. Played by the Gators. Opposite attack. Off the Jacks near the catwalk.
Almost hit it.
Libero gets it. Opposite attack that's tipped out of bounds by the Gators. Jacks score 22-9.
These Jacks are fired up on the sideline. They're hooty-hooing and calling outs. They are loving that point.
Jacks score, but a forced service error by the libero, Odelia Ryan. Gators score 23-9. Gators side out.
Yeah, the Jacks score may be low, but their spirit is not. They love each and every one of their teammates, and they're there with them through the end as these Gators roll on over them.
Dougherty serving in a 23-9 match. Jacks dig it out, set, attack, off the net. Played defensively by the Jacks still. Attack blocked off the hand of the Jack. We got ourselves a game point here in the third set. Gators looking for a sweep here tonight.
What a block. The Jacks did not disguise that play at all. The Gators knew exactly where the ball was going, which gave them ample amount of time to get it.
Here's
Hitler block.
Dougherty serving. Jacks dig, set, opposite, outside attack, block. And the Jacks score a point, 24-10. Gators looking for one more point to finish this set off and go home on a Friday night.
That Bermuda Triangle, man, that was a clutch for the Jacks. And that actually gets the Jacks into double-digit points. First time we've seen them with double-digit points the entire game.
Gators play defensively as a set to Jensen. Attack by Haney, tipped at the net. Jacks get it. Set. Outside attack blocked. Oh, but an awkward play off the net results in a Jacks score, 24-11.
That's one of those plays. Drew Morris looked up, probably got a glimpse of that light. It was just a bit off to the side. Jacks staying alive.
Jacks serve here. Played by the setter. Attack to Morris. That's the point and the game. Gators sweep 25-11 by a clean sweep, 3-0. Gators win. Looking forward for a senior night tomorrow versus Sonoma State.
Gators breaking out the brooms quick on that one. They went ahead and knocked this sweep out in an hour and 7 minutes. This is one of their fastest games they've ever played all year. Last two matches they played against the Jacks, they went an hour and 45 minutes, 4 games, but they did not want to waste any time. I think a couple of them have dinner reservations. They just want to get the hell out of here and win, win, win. And that's what they did today, Matt.
An impressive win from the Gators tonight in their last homestand of the regular season. Drew Morris had 14 kills, followed by the freshman Trinity Barr with 10 and Jessica Haney with 8. Drew Morris also had 2 service aces, and Peyton Jensen also had 2. An excellent showing by the Gators tonight offensively.
Yeah, this was fantastic. I'm really happy that they played well in this stadium. It's always great to see these girls rocking and rolling in their home turf. They did not disappoint today by going ahead and sweeping, finishing it out real strong with a 25-11 win on that third game. I'm going to be a little bit sad about leaving this stadium. I'm really liking the energy in here. These girls played time in and time out, great games, and they are an excellent volleyball team. I cannot wait to see what they do in the playoffs, and I'll be rooting for them on the side and on my computer.
As they wrap up the game here, we would just like to remind you that there is senior night tomorrow featuring a couple girls from our Lady Gators going to be honored. Those girls are Bailey Johnson, the middle blocker. But thank you so much for tuning in. Hope to see you tomorrow night. My name is Matt.
Want to thank everybody in the Becca 651 class. Without you guys, this would not be possible. We love coming and bringing these games to you. So we just want to do that last little bit, that throwing up a thank you to everyone. Signing off, this is Michael Schwint.
And I'm Matt Massoni. Thank you for tuning in.
Have a good night.